It all started early in the morning. We friars were attending our retreat in Zhytomyr, 140 kilometers west of Kiev, and we were about to begin the third day. We will never forget the 24th February 2022. We got up at 5 in the morning with the news that missiles had been launched from Russian and Belarusian territory and had already hit several buildings in 4 Ukrainian cities. We immediately realized that Putin's constant threats were now becoming a reality. An undeclared war was beginning for our country. The Polish priest, the retreat speaker, told us that we had to end our meeting. Even as we were returning to our friaries, each of us was thinking about how we could help the people in our own parish. Within a short time, each community of friars in the places where we are present in Ukraine organized the collection of food, clothes, medicines, etc., aid that could serve the people, especially the poor and the unprotected. Meanwhile, Russian missiles continued to fall on Ukrainian land, and in Zhytomyr, dozens of houses, a school, hospitals, buildings, and civil infrastructure were destroyed. People were terrified. Panic was tangible in the air of the city. As a result, many refugees fled to the west, mainly to Poland, leaving their homes and apartments empty, with all their cherished memories of time in peace. A lot of humanitarian aid started to arrive from Europe for the friaries close to Ukraine's western border, and the friars tried somehow to get it to the more distant friaries. Even today, some friars continue to collect aid and bring it from the west to eastern Ukraine, to the Donbas region, lands that have suffered and are still suffering the terrible consequences of this unjust war. At each of our friaries, groups of volunteers formed naturally, helping and serving in everything, unloading trucks with humanitarian aid, separating the various products by category, and distributing them according to each person's need, among so many people experiencing all kinds of difficulties. Without the volunteers, our effort as friars would be much smaller and limited. All those who did not want to or could not leave Ukraine moved to regions safer from the war, so the friars of our province prepared accommodation and beds by making both friaries and parish spaces available. In this hard time of war, we have felt the friars' solidarity from around the world very closely, thanks to the initiative of the Fraternitas Foundation at the OFM General Curia in Rome. It has launched an urgent fundraising project for the needs of the Ukrainian friars involved in the emergency of trying to help so many people suffering and fleeing the war. We know that God sees everything that is happening, and we hope that He will soon help us to see an end to this terrible war. As Franciscan friars of the province of St. Michael the Archangel in Ukraine, we continue to pray to stay close to people in need and to help all those in need without distinction. For under the Ukrainian sky, we are all brothers and sisters. We are all children of God.